Coincidentally, I guess this is a good time to announce I'm also canceling Apple Music.
No way.
What?
Really?
You're lying. You know what's funny? I don't think I said this out loud yet, but Nick kind of planted a seed in my brain a couple of weeks ago that I can't seem to, weed out. I'm starting to have a problem with Apple Music because I don't actually own what I'm downloading.
Yes! Ooh.
And I actually download a lot, and I start thinking. It's Nick said, and I was like, if I would have just bought these things outright, I think I would have saved me some money. And I pause. I go, oh no, that's me. And because I don't use Apple Music for the radio, App Beats One or whatever. I don't use it for its playlist. I actually, personal preference, I like Spotify's lo-fi playlist better than I like Apple Music's one, so that's just a preference. But anything else when it comes to discovery, I do go to YouTube because that means there's already a lyric or music video out. So if I'm looking for something specific, I'll go there. But I don't own the stuff I'm actually downloading in Apple Music, and I want to own it. And now I'm sitting here like, can I make my services down to $2 or $3 or whatever I'm paying for iCloud only? Because I get it. I'll never own the cloud services, and that's fine. But the music, I started to have a problem, and Nick started, he just watered the little seed every now and then to just kind of put it, and it's been growing.
Well, I haven't looked back, guys. Yeah. I've 2 months into no Apple Music.
Well, the problem is that I have the premium. I have YouTube Premium, and I'm like, well, maybe I could use it.
Exactly.
I don't really need it because. But the thing is, I don't use those features for what its intended purpose is. And for Spotify, I'm using a friend's account, so I'm like, well, it's free.
Maybe you just start using Spotify full time. That'd be an option.
No, because the way it is on the Tesla, I'm rather just Bluetoothing my car. Spotify on Tesla is terrible.
Yeah, the approach I've taken to this is, okay, I'm already going to be paying for YouTube Premium, YouTube Red. Like, I've been paying that for 2 years, ever since it's been available, and I've always enjoyed no ads, and that's why I pay whatever it is, $15 a month or $27 or $22. I was just looking at it, $22 a month for the family plan. I'm already paying $22 a month for $22.99 for the family plan of YouTube Red, and that's been there and that's going to be there for now. But in addition to that, I'm also getting this free benefit of Apple, what it compares to Apple Music, YouTube Music, and that is saving me $15 a month. That what I was using for the family plan. So that's like $170 a year that I'm getting in with this YouTube Premium. And to be honest, guys, like, after you switch, it takes maybe 2 afternoons to move all your playlists over, and there's a website that allows you to move them over pretty easily. I haven't looked back, and it's a little sad.
You're no Apple sheep. You're an Apple shill.
I am an Apple shill. Well, I'm a Phil shill.
Coincidentally, I guess this is a good time to announce I'm also canceling Apple Music.
No way.
What?
Really?
You're lying.
I'm not lying.
No, my God.
Yes! I have had an impact in the world. I thought that I might never have an impact in the world, but I guess
Nick and his seeds.
Wait, is it because of Nick as well?
There's a few.
He's not going to give me credit. Watch this, Randy. Watch this. Oh, he's not going to give credit.
I will give credit to Nick.
Yeah, credit is due. Nick, and he was the red pill equivalent of he just planted it for me. I'm like, and then weeks later, I'm over here like, why am I paying for it? Oh my, Drew,
if
no,
you add
not you
how
too.
much you've paid for Apple Music since you've had it. Like, for me, it was like $600 and something, and I was like, dang.
Well,
no,
I do spend a lot. I did spend a lot on music before Apple Music was a thing. To be fair,
yeah.
I used to buy multiple albums a month.
Okay.
So I don't regret signing up for it because I did save money on it technically. I just have a very different lifestyle than I did back then. When I signed up for it, I lived with my parents, for one, and I went to school. And when I walked between classes, or back when I used to work at the Mandarin Ranch, and when I used to mow lawns more regularly, I used to listen to a lot more music than I do now. And another big factor that went into play is that with iOS 14, they have now brought the support for HomePods to switch default music streaming services. meaning I don't lose HomePod functionality by losing Apple Music anymore. Before I would have, and then they would have basically just been doorstops at that point. Now they're not doorstops.
Wait, they
because
Very
weren't
expensive
already
doorstops.
They weren't already doorstops.
I'll tell we use it quite a bit, and I still technically have Apple Music until October 31st because I paid for it annually.
Okay.
And when you cancel it, you still get it until the renewal date.
Yep.
So I've gone into settings and I've hit cancel and everything, but it will still be active until end of October.
Why is my heart racing right now?
Because all three of us have now finally moved on from Apple Music.
had
So that's why
an
Apple
impact
One is
in the
even
world.
less enticing to me because if they tell me you can get TV Plus and Apple Music for $10 a month, I still won't do it.
So
Yeah.
are you going to be using something else, Drew, or just totally not going to do any streaming music?
No, YouTube Music.
Oh my goodness! Look what you did, Nick.
Because I have an even
I
better
convinced
deal than
the
you, Nick,
Apple
to be
sheep
fair.
to move
What's
away.
your deal?
So when I signed up for YouTube Red, it was the literal hour they launched it because I had been begging for YouTube to make it way before they did. I was like, why can't they give an ads-free option? I would pay so much for that. They launched it. Back then, it was $10 a month for a single plan and $15 a month for a family plan. And I immediately signed up for the family plan and started renting out the different tiers to friends and family. And once they raised the prices of YouTube Premium, you got factored in. They didn't change your
You got
rates if you
grandfathered.
signed up
That's
before.
Nice.
That's the term. I got grandfathered in, which means I still pay $15 a month, and my cousin, his wife, and my sister each pay me $3 a month to be on the plan, which means me and Louise both get it for $6 a month. And now that includes, of course, YouTube Premium, and I watch YouTube for hours a day, so that's totally worth it in itself. But knowing that they also offer YouTube Music as a part of it, and I can listen to music through that, it's not great. I will say I don't love it. The UI, the layout, and even the bit rate of music on YouTube Music is not as good.
You get used to it, though.
But I just don't listen to music that much anymore. That's what's changed. Is especially
I'll
when
fix
my
that.
wife drove when my wife drove to work, she the house was to myself, so I would blast music sometimes. And now that she's working from home and taking phone calls, I don't blast music as much anymore. And again, I'm not mowing the lawn that much anymore. I'm not walking between class. There's not a lot of times in my life over the past few months that I've just sat down and listened to music. And if I am, I'm typically at my desk working on my Mac with headphones in which case I can play a YouTube video pretty easily. I don't use the music app on my Mac ever. So most of the time I'm listening to podcasts and videos in the background anyway, not so much music. So I guess it's just a lifestyle change that has made me be like, you know what? And my wife has been asking me to do this for years. So that was also a fact. Long before Nick brought it up, she was like, can't you just do YouTube? And I'm like, no, it's not the same. I don't like it, and it won't work with the HomePod. And now I can't use that argument because of the iOS changes. And so, yeah, that's where we are. Nope.
This is
all three of us
I am
dropping
so
music.
happy right now. My life is complete and fulfilled. I have made the Apple Sheep switch to a Google product.
Yeah.
it's
We're not like this with their iPhones. We'll get the latest iPhone every year, but when it comes to the services, we're like,
because we
Apple
don't
TV
own
Plus.
it, and that was the problem. That like, okay, so here's the thing: $12 for me on a single plan. My wife could not care. She does not watch YouTube like that. She doesn't care, and she doesn't mind ads when she does jump on. So she's like, no, I don't want to be a part of no family. I don't care. And so she's really like, I don't want to contribute. I don't want to nothing. Just leave it alone. Save you money and use the. When I got it, it was $12 for premium. So I
For
would
an
pay that
individual?
to take off for individual, yeah, and I would pay that to take off
$12.99.
yeah. So I pay that, take off the ads, all that stuff.
it's pricey now.
It
Jeez.
is pricey, but I
worth
like
it,
you.
though.
I'm on YouTube. That's my most used app, hours and hours and hours a day. That's where my battery depletion goes to, and it's just I accept it for what it is. The fact that I look at it as like, oh well, I'm also paying $0 for music then at that point, and
Bless
they
you,
give me a dedicated app for it.
Thank you.
Bless you, Andrew. I would say that, okay, then music, like I was going to pay the $12 anyway with premium. So if I get a free service for it, fine. But say that the $12 would have gone towards music and like, oh, you can take it off and now it's $10 for just premium or whatever. I would have taken it off because then at that point, just from a cost factor, I would just move to Spotify since I'm getting that one for free anyway. But overall, the idea of paying for a service monthly, just, I know it's a necessary evil, and if I can be a rebel against it, I will, because I want to own it. The whole, you can't own the music that you're paying for, and that's what my money's going towards. Just, I always felt it, but until Nick said it out loud, I was never able to contextualize it. So now it's like, yeah.
I don't care about the ownership stuff. That doesn't bother me at all.
I love music
just go
so
back
much.
and look how much you've spent on Apple Music over the past 5 years.
I don't want to.
It's
I
a
am,
sad
but I'm not
number.
going to buy stuff on iTunes now. I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
You're not going to buy stuff on
like,
iTunes?
No. I'm not going to buy anything. If I can just have a form, if I can have a form to listen to it, because ownership doesn't mean you can like legally use it in your own work anyway.
No.
It's just
Mine
it just
does.
means
Just
you
don't
can
have
have
to
it.
Use my stuff. You can use mine. It's
Oh, I
whitelisted.
know. I know I can use yours. I'm talking about all the
already
music
have.
in the world, you know. I'm not gonna be like, "Ooh, this new soundtrack is cool. I'm going to buy it." I'm just going to listen to it on YouTube now, basically. That's where I am.
Do you think that if it gave you more freedoms, because like using it, you're thinking it from a content creator's point of view, but for you to move that file to wherever you want, if you just want to share it, even as hey, I'm going to text it
your
to you type of
iPod.
thing. I'm just saying that, like, in the sense that, like, you could use it offline and all the idea of that, like, it's ultimately yours. You can burn it to something if you wanted to. You just have more control over it, not own it.
I'm never
going
gonna
to
burn
Drew,
a
do you
disc
have a
again.
CD player?
I do.
I don't.
My
burn
car
it.
does.
If someone gave me a DVD, I would have no way to play it. I'd be
How
like,
dare you?
"Thank you, Randy. Can I
I do
borrow
have
your
the
CD
old
player?"
Apple Super Drive,
Ooh, so I guess you guys both do have one.
but I don't use it.
Does that work
I
with an
don't. So,
iPad?
I mean, I can.
Could you plug
I can,
that into
no.
a USB-C adapter and
I
plug
don't
that
know.
into your iPad?
I should
Maybe.
try that.
That,
But I just mean I can download YouTube videos up for offline use. I can download YouTube music, and I can text you a link to a YouTube video. I can. I don't see the point in the ownership thing, but that's
Also,
just me.
I would say-
respect your right.
But my bias also comes from the fact that if you bought it outright, that benefits the artist more than streaming, where they get a smaller portion too. And I think about, like,
That's true.
So you can't own it outright because it's not your IP, and I get that. But buying it and I didn't even realize that until I just thought about it, and I was like, yeah, I like buying things because I know it's a bigger support system that I can go to the people that I genuinely support. Because in a point where in a world where we can pirate anything that we want right now, I like buying things the same way I like buying merch. It's just one more thing. It's like, let me support you. And yes, that also includes giving them the 30% cut. And but I know that they're going to get a bigger portion out of it. And just people who used to work in fast food or diners and being a waiter or whatever, and they used to live off of tips, and so people like that tend to tip more when they go up because they were wearing that other shoe. I now see it from the standpoint, like, I like buying things if I know it's a bigger impact for the creator, that I can support them in what little way my contribution can help. And streaming services just give you a smaller cut out of all that. And I'm not saying that, obviously I love streaming, but I think about how can I support the person more, and that's how I see my way of giving back. Maybe, yeah.
what does the word Tailosive mean to you? I'm just here to ask a random philosophical question at the end of a YouTube video that you probably didn't even watch the entire way through. Obviously, you skipped straight to the end to hear my beautiful voice give you this great question to ponder. Let me know in the comments below. While you're at it, click subscribe and the like button, and hit me up on Twitter, @NickYansweeney. Whatever you do, don't follow Randy. He's mean to me.